Welcome to Strip Cover, where we squeeze the bigger picture out of literature. I'm Adrian Fort, and we are here for another entry in our playlist of the opening paragraphs of different novels and short stories. Today's question: what's in the opening paragraph to Flowers for Algernon by Daniel Keyes? I think I've got about 6 points to go over. So let's start with the opening paragraph itself. It starts with a heading, not a chapter number, so it's probably important that we go ahead and get that in there. It says, Progress Report 1, March 3. Dr. Strauss says I should write down what I think and remember and everything that happens to me from now on. I don't know why, but he says it is important, so they will see if they can use me. I hope they can use me because Miss Kinnian says maybe they can make me smart. I want to be smart. My name is Charlie Gordon. I work in Donner's Bakery, where Mr. Donner gives me $11 per week and bread or cake if I want. I'm 32 years old, and next month is my birthday. I told Dr. Strauss and Professor Niemer I can't write good, but he says it don't matter because I should write just like I talk and like I write compositions in Miss Kinnian's class at Beekman's College Center for Retarded Adults, where I go to learn 3 times a week on my time off. Dr. Strauss says to write a lot everything I think and everything that happens to me. But I can't think anymore because I have nothing to write. So I will close for today. Yours truly, Charlie Gordon. The first thing we have to note is the context, the syntax, the sentence structure, the spelling. For example, Progress Report, March 3rd. Progris is progress, report is R-I-P-O-R-T, March is spelled M-A-R-T-C-H. There is very little punctuation in this opening paragraph, etc., etc. Charlie Gordon is not an intelligent man, and we understand this before we get that he attends college for what was known as retarded adults. Because we know this, we understand that we will be getting a different type of narrator than we normally get, and a narrator that comes across extremely unguarded and extremely honest. From how many narrators could we hope to get their deepest wishes? He wants them to use him. How many other narrators make themselves that vulnerable to an audience? And because of that, because we have that very large character flaw right up front, we can sort of project where this novel will go. It will be something to address that. Moving on from there, we get Dr. Strauss says I should write down what I think and remember and everything that happens to me from now on. We're getting a first-person narrator. It's important to observe that. But not just a first-person narrator. We're getting this in epistolary format. We're getting this in letters. We're getting this almost like the Bible. And if we're going to invoke the Bible, it is necessary to observe the fact that here we find Charlie Gordon, a brash young 32-year-old. But hey, his birthday is next month. 32, but his birthday is next month. His birthday will make him 33. Where have we seen the number 33 before? Who was 33 at what time? Jesus was 33 when he was crucified. Crucifixion was the fulfillment of a prophecy. Crucifixion was Christ's ascension to his ultimate calling, to his ultimate use or value. I think it could be amply said, use or value. It was through his crucifixion that he really established the superhuman nature of his, well, nature. So, will we have Charlie Gordon here going on some type of journey where he will assume superhuman status? Yes, we will. Spoilers. Will we have Charlie Gordon forsaken? Yes, we will. Spoilers. Will we have Charlie Gordon with a moment that he regrets? Yes, spoilers, we will. We will have all sorts of little twists and turns that one might hope to find in the Bible. If you have read this book, there's a lot to do in this book with classic religion. There's a lot to do with Freud. There's a lot to do with essentially grafting the interpretation of dreams onto a novel. There's a lot of interesting stuff going on in this novel, but it all starts right here. And also, along those lines, I couldn't remember. I've read this novel several times. The last time I read it was 2015, I believe, 2015, 2016. So it's been about a half a decade. I couldn't remember if he ever celebrates his birthday, so I flipped forward to April, and I couldn't find his birthday. So I don't know if Charlie Gordon's birthday ever happens in April. I don't know if that is on purpose or if Charlie forgets his birthday. I can't remember how that goes in the novel, but if you do remember, let me know in the comments, because it is interesting to me, but I just, in a cursory manner, flipping through, couldn't figure it out. The next thing here, Charlie Gordon is not smart. Charlie Gordon wants very desperately to be smart. Charlie Gordon does not seem to want to be smart for any reason other than the fact that it is better, he feels, than where he's at. He doesn't want to be smart so that he can be a millionaire. He doesn't want to be smart so he can get the chicks. He doesn't want to be smart so he can show up his stupid boss. He doesn't want any of that. He wants to be smart because he thinks it's the right thing to do. He wants this so badly that he is attending these classes at night 3 days per week at 32 years old. Look, I knew a lot of people when I was 18 that once they were out of high school and they got a job, that was it, baby. They weren't going back for anything. So for him to be... This novel gets me. This novel kills me. Charlie Gordon is, in the most sincere form of the word, pitiful. You cannot help but have pity for Charlie Gordon. You cannot help, I don't think, but want in the pit of your stomach for everything to turn out as Charlie Gordon wants it to. This novel gets me. This novel kills me every time. I can't read parts of this novel without sort of breaking down. This is a character for whom you want the best. And the best happens. And it isn't very good. But the fact that this character comes from being worthy of such compassion is what makes the transformation so brilliant in a bastard fashion. This novel... probably up there with Of Mice and Men. I've got a soft spot for mental disabilities. And so those characters strike me particularly hard. And especially, so it's not like in the John Green Kids with Cancer thing, like, don't you feel bad for kids with cancer? You know you're supposed to. This is different because, and it's different in Of Mice and Men because these characters are well written, for one. But also, here we have Charlie Gordon, 32 years old. He wants desperately to be intelligent. He's working so hard for it. We assume he went to high school and graduated high school, or got out of high school, or was released from high school, or stopped going to high school at the same age as everyone else. So you have 14 years of time intervening. And Charlie Gordon has made no progress. But he does not care. He does not see things in that way. He hopes one day to be intelligent. But be careful what you wish for. Along these lines, setting up for the rest of the novel, we have social hierarchy. We have Dr. Strauss, who is sort of like a boss type character. He gives Charlie orders, tells him what to do. We have, I can't remember, Dr. Niemer, was it? Where's the Professor Niemer? Sort of a boss type character. We have Miss Kenyon, who is a mother type character for Charlie. And we have Mr. Donner, who is Charlie's literal boss. In the hierarchy of this novel, Charlie Gordon is at the bottom. Charlie Gordon looks up at everyone in his life. So we have a character who is struggling. We have a character who is not in position to help anyone else. But his goal is not to be helped. His goal is to put himself into a position where he can help someone else. He wants to be of worth to Mr. Donner. He wants to prove Miss Kenyon right. He wants to do good for Dr. Strauss and Professor Niemer's experiments. He is always aiming to please. And the final little thing that I have here, Charlie earns $11 per week. This is, hopefully, not today. This is, hopefully, written in the past. That might seem a little thing to notice, but I think that it is absolutely necessary to try to gain some idea of where we are and when we are when reading a novel. It doesn't seem to tell us a whole lot in this novel, or does it? The things being explored in this novel published, 60s? Let me see here. 1959. Well, I think that was was that the short story? I don't know. There's a convoluted publication history for Flowers for Algernon. But what was I saying? A lot of the ideas expressed, the ideas explored, the science behind this novel, the ideas and theories behind this novel may seem a bit dated to us, but they were absolutely, at least as far as I know, as cutting edge in their day as were Michael Crichton books when Michael Crichton was penning novels. So it's interesting to look back at some of these things, and especially as things go in and out of vogue with education. If you wrote a novel that was loosely based on theories of Freud and tried to walk it into a university class today, they would turn their nose up and laugh you out of the room. And that just is what it is. So that is all I have for the opening paragraph to Flowers for Algernon by Daniel Keyes. There is a review for this on the channel if you are so interested. It's one that I consider going back through every so often and doing a read-along series for. But that's it for today. I have new videos on the channel every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Mondays are for poetry. And I hope to see you back next time for another video. But also, there are new videos on my personal channel every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday as well, a link to which can be found in the description below.